Welcome to the Bruce Williams channel. In today's video, I am going to present the Angelus Chronodate Angel Share Limited Edition. This is an absolutely beautiful salmon-colored chronograph that has a lot of interesting history. This one is a 25-piece run that was created in collaboration with Revolution Watch. Note the Revolution signature within the Grade 5 titanium caseback, as well as this large, loomed Revo star that is set under the Angelus A logo in the customized rotor. There is a lot going on here. Again, I mentioned the brand has a lot of history, and it's a brand that not many collectors are familiar with, so I'm particularly excited about today's video. Before I jump into the history, the details, the specs, the good and the bad here, I'd like to shout out Exquisite Timepieces. They are a family-owned brick-and-mortar authorized dealer in Naples, Florida. They lent this rare watch in for review. If you're shopping for Angelus or other brands, I'm going to recommend Exquisite. A link will be in the description of the video. Now let's talk about the history. Angelus was originally founded in Switzerland back in 1891. They were well known for creating high-quality timepieces that had a variety of complications. Beginning in the 1940s, they paired chronograph calibers with a complete calendar or a big date complication, and then later in the 1950s, they developed a fully mechanical alarm with a date feature. That was not commonplace at the time. They also developed an automatic, fully waterproof minute repeater. So the brand, they really have a lot of history. They've gone a lot of places. They've created some really unique pieces. And today, Angelus is held in high regard by vintage watch collectors. Fast forward to 2011, Angelus was bought by the movement house Le Jeu Perret. Le Jeu Perret then was acquired by the Citizen Watch Company the following year, who currently owns the brand today. The Angelus CEO is Bertrand Savary, who is also the CEO of Arnold & Son, also another Citizen-acquired brand. This brief history I think is important to touch on because this gorgeous chronograph is a modern take of a line originally released back during World War II in 1942. The model was called the Chronodate, and although this modern version is not vintage or not retro in design appearance, it does have some traditional charm to it, and I'm a fan of that. This watch is crafted out of Grade 5 titanium and is set around a carbon composite inner case. The finish work is crisp, it's sharp, it's well executed, and because of the choice of materials, the watch is exceptionally light, especially for a 42.5 millimeter diameter sports piece. And I would like to applaud Angelus for not doing the predictable 1-to-1 of a 38 millimeter original Chronodate. I think that could have its place in the market, but I like the fact that they took the name, the Chronodate name, and then they reimagined what a chronograph should be in today's very different watch market. I think they've hit the nail on the head. My favorite element is easily the dial. It is easily the detail work. The dial is a softly textured frosted pattern called a grenade finish. It is coated with 6N rose gold precious metal for a very sharp salmon-colored luster. The chronograph sub-registers are sunk below the plane of the dial and will carry a contrasting, concentrically shaped texture. Note the large applied Arabic markers, the modified brushed syringe-style hands, and the big pointer date arm that carries the red skeletonized tip. Angelus makes good use of brushed elements, polished elements, frosted elements, as well as salmon, black, and red colors. I really never tire of looking at the detail work, the dial, especially under the macro lens. Now, powering the watch is the automatic A500 caliber. The base movement is a Valjoux 7750, but as you can see, it is heavily modified. Apart from the sharp industrial type finish work, the chronograph will now have a column wheel and a vertical clutch. The actuation is clean, crisp, satisfying to operate, and because of the unidirectionally winding rotor, this movement does have that Valjoux rotor wobble, as it is referred to by some watch collectors. I know those of you that watch my channel Some of you don't mind the feeling and sound of the Valjoux wobble, while others, it's a turnoff. I just wanted to mention it here. The movement specs also include a 4 Hz beat frequency, 26 separate jewels, ceramic rotor bearings, and 60 hours of power reserve. Now the loom is well executed. It's deep filled within these Arabic markers. The longevity is decent and the potency is impressive. I also really like the layers of ARC on this sapphire crystal. It is not commonplace for me to come across a watch that has this level of dial work, movement customization, and other nice details like a custom strap deployant, quick release bars, and again, this top level ARC application. On the whole, I really like this design. I really like this size, this feel on my wrist, and for reference, my wrists are 7.25 inches in circumference. The salmon color, in my opinion, really hits all the right notes, and this is not a watch nor a brand that you will come across every day, and I like that myself. There are only 25 of these watches being produced, and they will be individually numbered on the case back. Now, I'd like to end this presentation with a couple areas to consider or negative elements. One is the text indicating which function pusher does what function. I find that overly done. I don't think a label is necessary, so I would remove the start, stop, and reset from these carbon composite pushers. The other thing I'd like to mention is the retail price. Understandably, a watch of this caliber will not come cheaply, but the $23,800 retail price to me seems a bit high, especially for a revived brand that many watch collectors are still discovering or rediscovering. So it's not often that I complain about retail price, but this one just doesn't seem to appear to have that tempting value for a dollar that many of us search for in a new watch purchase. But conversely, Angelus has anticipated that type of sticker shock, and they are only making 25 of this watch. I do think there are at least 25 collectors in the world who would value this enough to make that type of purchase. The watch really is top quality, and I hope that comes across in this video because it is very evident in person or in the metal. I do think this would make a great daily wear type chronograph, a watch that many would be proud to own and to use, but you have to pay for that privilege, and the privilege or that price is fairly significant. So that being said, reach out with any questions you may have. Links will be in the description of the video. Thank you for watching today. I'll see you next time.